So the change that I want to talk to you about today is one of how to stop being a slave. That's one of my favorite topics today. I recognize that what many of you here have recognized by now, that the trauma of slavery that we experienced was not just the physical brutality. It was not just the being beat, being separated, and a lot of other things. It was the brainwashing that took place during that time. It was the psychological trauma and the terrors that were put into us that today still make it hard for us to get an education on the truth about ourselves or the time and what must be done. Some of us think certainly that talking about slavery has been done too much. Many of us certainly think that it's over and we have other issues to deal with, and that if we dwell on the topic of slavery too long, that it will start to make us feel so victimized we won't be able to make progress. But we were victimized, and we haven't made any progress even without discussing slavery. So perhaps if we get into that and start trying to deal with the reality of our life. It's been a topic we have protected from our children. We haven't taught our children a lot about slavery. Even if we adults are not settled with it, we've kind of pushed it under the rug because we didn't want our children to think they were being born into a racist world. When the Eskimos have a baby, they take the baby and throw it in the cold water, throw it in the river. If the baby survives that, then they take care of it, and they nurse it back to health if it thrives, and they take care of it. Now, they do that based on the fact that if the Eskimo baby can't deal with the reality of the Eskimo life, which is cold water, cold air, then they don't let it live. They figure then if you're not ready to deal with life here in Alaska, then you may as well die now, because this is what it's going to be like. We don't do that with our children. We protect them from the truth. We protect the people we know from the truth because we have such a good heart. We don't want to tell them what life is really like out here. And so consequently, by us not giving them the truth and by us misrepresenting all of the motives of the white people that our children grew up around and were influenced by, today our children don't hold the white people responsible. They hold us. Because we didn't give them the truth. We didn't tell them who our ancient enemy was. We didn't tell them who our current enemy was. We didn't tell them the truth. So they took it out of most of the school books. Very few of our young people can even discuss slavery beyond the fact that it was something that happened a long time ago that don't have nothing to do with what's going on today. That's the brainwashing they have been taught. So part of the education has to be for us as adults and as parents to get a new understanding about what slavery did to us so we can pass that on to our children and insist that they be taught about their slave history and many of the incidents that have ultimately impacted upon where we are today. You have to first change your idea to change your environment, because our environment just represents our idea.